Yo, what's up, guys? It's Thursday night once again. We're back again.
We're just getting right into it, huh?
Hey, there's no intro. There's no intro. You guys asked,
right.
There's a 30-second. I didn't see it here, so we're hopping right into it. It's a cold start, guys. You never know when those are going to happen, so you got to stay prepared.
Never know when the mic is on. Never know.
We almost had a hot mic moment, dog.
Yeah, doing all right, man. I'm watching the Astros play right now. You know, playoff baseball just started, so watching the Astros right now. But happy to be potting. We got a big Thursday nighter that we're going to get into tonight. Some results from last week, so I'm happy to be back again on Thursday, boy. Cheers.
Cheers.
Hey, cheers, boys. I don't know what the fuck I'm drinking. It was in the fridge, but I didn't feel like
that high noon. That high noon.
It's good or no? Yeah.
You mentioned. Oh, the high noon's good. The high noon's good.
Is
I tried
it?
those last summer.
I was like,
those
fuck it. I
tasty.
didn't feel like I drank enough beer this past weekend, so I wanted to change it up a little bit, man.
Yeah, they're like vodka, right? It's a vodka instilled seltzers.
Vodka and soda, yeah.
Pretty good.
For the wedding,
Pretty good stuff.
The wedding?
But Ben, you mentioned baseball, man. I think we might have a little rivalry going on in the podcast with the two. We got the Astros in here, and we got a representative from the NFC West too.
Chris Taylor, baby. Chris Taylor.
Staying. Well, hey, hold on. Let's play our little Thursday night run through.
Yeah. Let's at least get that.
Well,
cheers, Eddie.
I'm not Justin, so I'm getting a little rough around the edges with the timing. We're missing Justin today. We're down to man, but we're gonna make it happen today for our man Justin. So
yeah.
Again, Bron, did you catch that game?
Shit, fuck yeah, I did, dude.
Cardinals.
Hell yeah, boy.
Stay up for that.
I saw it all, man. I saw everything, man. So I'll keep it short on the baseball because I know we need to get into our football stuff. But I'm excited. I was a little worried, man, because all the public, everybody was on the Cardinals. I mean, I wouldn't mind have taken them plus 1.5 either, but they pulled it off. They pulled Scherzer early, which worried me a lot. But hey, we came through in the end, man, and now we get to play the fucking Giants. Like, great, right? But hey, on to the next round.
Yeah, I crashed out. I crashed out after they pulled Scherzer. Very suspect move, but it ended up working out for them.
Yeah, I was gonna say a lot of people would say that this NLCS or NLDS game or series between the Dodgers and Giants is probably the battle of the two best teams in the NL. I guess
Easy.
Whoever comes out of that battle is probably gonna win the NL because
yeah,
I
for sure.
The Brewers or the Braves doing much.
Yeah, neither do I.
Let's get into last week's scores. What are we going to get into, Ro?
Let's get into
the recap.
It. Well, yeah, I just wanted to do a little recap. We have the baseball slides on here, so I wanted to show, the work that Ron put in here.
Nah, it's all
slides,
good,
man.
Look it. Nah, we Gucci, man. Hey, that's because we didn't even touch the Yankees and the Red Sox game.
Yeah,
bro.
but you know what?
We got to spend a little bit of time on that.
It's just good to have the damn Yankees out of the playoffs.
Yeah,
let them know, Ben. Let them know.
Work to Garrett Cole. It wasn't a pretty sight. But yeah, I just want to spend a little bit of time on baseball because we've been talking a lot about football, but we talking about football here, so we got to spend some time on some baseball. And there's a that we got going on.
Yeah, man. Roland, who do you have?
Yeah, let's championship predictions right here.
I got the Astros, man. I got the
Astros versus
I'm going to be a little bit of a homer, but I think the pitching staff is good enough to get it done, and nobody hits it quite like the Astros. So Astros get it done.
Astros against who, Roland? Give us a prediction here.
And the World Series, okay, give me the Astros, and we're going to get Astros and Dodgers again. Astros and Dodgers again.
All right.
I don't want to see Astros and Dodgers. I'm going to go with the Astros as well. A little homerish. It's going to come down to Astros against the Rays. We'll see how that series goes, but I mean, we're up 6-1 today. It's looking like 1-0, and Framber's on the mound tomorrow at 1 o'clock. I'm going to go Astros against Brewers. Give me the dark horse in the NL. the Brewers.
Nice.
Wow. All right. So on my side, I have Tampa Bay taking care of Boston. Then I have what nobody has, man, is the White Sox, and everybody's been sleeping on them all year. Lance Lynn was a potential Cy Young candidate at one time. They have a better pitching staff than people think. They got speed.
He got rocked today because.
Well, it's all right. It's only game one. They have speed on the bases, and their offense isn't bad, man. So I picked the White Sox there since everybody was going to be on Houston, and I hate the Astros. On the other side, obviously, I have LA beating San Francisco in a tough matchup. Just like Roland said, the winner of that game pretty much comes out of the NL. And then I took the Braves. I know the Brewers have a pretty solid pitching staff, but Freddie Freeman and those guys have a really good offense in Atlanta, man. So I took Atlanta over the Brewers, and then I have LA beating Tampa Bay after Tampa Bay gets through the White Sox in a 4-2 game, 4-2 series.
Nice.
Tampa
Very
Bay
detailed.
and Dodgers.
I like that.
All right.
Yes, sir.
All right, well, let's get to the
baseball.
reason why we're
Yeah.
Baseball.
So
Whose teams lost last week? Whose teams won? Who looked like crap? Who didn't? What were some of y'all's biggest takeaways, boys? Roland, where do we want to go first, Roland, with last week?
Man, last week, I'm just going to have to go with the Dallas Cowboys, man. They had a tough test against the Carolina Panthers. I think a lot of people thought that this might be a tripping point for the Cowboys. But, man, that offense came out fired on all cylinders. And then Trayvon Diggs probably put his name in the hat for Defensive Player of the Year consideration.
Yeah.
Early in the season, of course, but he put his name in the hat at least. So a lot of positive things coming out of Dallas. A little bit of a homer take, but maybe after you guys get your picks, I'll come up with something else. But really excited to see that Cowboys offense firing on all cylinders. And, man, the defense is flying too. So we'll see what happens the rest of the year.
Yeah. Ron, what was your biggest takeaway?
Jets, Jets. Bro, I called it on the show. I said, don't sleep on Wilson today. And I was talking about him. I said, the BYU headband with the Jordan style. I go, he's going to show out today. Tennessee didn't have their receivers. So we kind of expected a closer game, but the spread was still 7.5. And then you just get a straight out overtime money line win. Yeah. I mean, that was huge, man. That was huge for Zach Wilson and the Jets to finally get him out of that Trevor Lawrence, Jags talk, and the winless teams, winless teams. And it was just cool to see. And Tennessee got brought back a little bit to life as well. They started off slow, then they had that big win, and then Derrick Henry rushed for all those yards, and then they lost again to the Jets. So is that how we're going to see Tennessee go for the rest of the year? Kind of a roller coaster, or you think they get it together? I'm not sure, but regardless, that was my standout point of Week 4, man. Is the Jets winning at Tennessee.
For me, it was one of the more high-profile games of last weekend, and the team playing tonight. That Rams and Arizona matchup, man. I mean, I think we're only in Week 5, but I think that we can come out and say that we might have been wrong about the Arizona Cardinals. I know that I was, really beating down that Kingsbury was going to be on the hot seat and probably even fired mid-season. Listen, they handled the Rams. And the Rams were the team that was on everybody's number 1 power ranked team going into the week. The Arizona Cardinals weren't even in the top 5. We know how big of a division game that was. And they did it with DeAndre Hopkins having 40 yards receiving. You know what I mean? They got it done. They dominated first half. They dominated second half. And honestly, that was the biggest surprise. I don't want to say of the season, but arguably of the season. I think that the Cardinals might be for real.
They look for real, man. Their defense is low-key playing really well right now.
AJ Green had himself a game too. 2012, 2013.
Hey, bro, Connor again, back-to-back weeks. I mean, 2 touchdowns. I mean, man, he's the guy right now. He's not that he's the RB1 there, but shit, he's still getting a lot of points for
the goal line guy, definitely.
And, I'll say too, the Rams. I think if they get them again, I think the Rams will beat the Cardinals. I'm not off of the Rams winning that division. I do think the Cardinals are better than we thought, but there were like a turnover or two that really swung the tide for the Rams, and they had to abandon the run game completely after that happened. So, but kudos to the Cardinals. They took advantage, and They showed that they have a lot of weapons, man. A lot of weapons. When you're talking about AJ Green coming out and maybe being a legitimate wide receiver 2 on the other side of Hopkins, and then you got the two running backs and Connor and Edmonds. Edmonds has been really impressive this year to me, and Kyler Murray still making plays. Got to be top 3 for the MVP talk.
And they got Kirk at receiver as well, and Marquis' boy Rondell Moore. The best flex that there is in deep leagues. But the defense, like you said, they were letting the Rams move the ball, but it was bend and don't break. And that's something that the Rams didn't have at all last year or in the last several years. The defense, we'll see if it can hold up. I mean, I think that, in comparison, the Cowboys, another defense we didn't expect, but overperforming. I think the Cardinals, maybe not so much in the sense of takeaways because the Cowboys lead the league, but 2 defenses that we didn't expect. And hey, maybe that addition of J.J. Watt got him right.
Yeah, somebody solid. I mean, a veteran there who maybe can help in the locker room. Get those young boys ready. But just a game I have to touch on is, Tampa Bay, New England, man. Classic Brady versus Belichick game comes down to the very end with the field goal. Was it everything that you guys expected, or did you kind of figure that was going to happen?
I think the weather screwed it up for me.
Okay.
Yeah, the weather was kind of bad, and AB, man, he had 2 drop touchdown passes. I think the game might not have been that close if you caught some of those touchdowns. So yeah. I don't know. Yeah, it was good to see. It was good to see Brady go back to Foxborough and get the W because for as successful as Brady is, he's been playing with a chip on his shoulder since he left New England because he felt like he did wrong. So good to see him get the W over Belichick. And, that game also provided some memes and stuff. Did you guys see Steve Belichick, Bill Belichick's son, on the sideline getting a little nasty?
I don't know if it was the sniff him that he was on or what it was. I don't know what the hell he was on.
Was it Urban Meyer nasty?
No,
hey, that's another story. That was my other takeaway from week 4, man. Urban Meyer, get him out of here. He's not an NFL coach, man. I've never heard of a coach staying home or staying while the team flies off
in the city while the team flies back.
I've never heard of that before. That's something that if a player did, they would be crucified for and probably released, if you want to be real, depending on the player that tried to pull that off. So crazy behavior out of Urban Meyer.
And just on talk shows, Roland, ex-players in the league that, have traveled and sometimes they stayed the extra day. If a lot of players have family in the area, they were saying, the whole team will stay. But for the team to fly back and the coach to stay, and then you even had Urban Meyer's wife on Instagram posting a picture of her taking care of the grandkids saying, meanwhile, I'm taking care of the grandkids. A total shit show. They showed alternate angles of Urban Meyer with, the finger gun, up the girl's crack. He said, hey, they just wanted some pictures and they were trying to get me out to the dance floor. The Jacksonville Jaguars were breaking the huddle on 1, 2, 3 grind yesterday in practice. So it's the team has lost. It was Trevor Lawrence breaking the huddle down, and it was 1, 2, 3 grind. And the girl was grinding on him. The girl was grinding on him. That's what they said. The team has lost all respect. He went in there and apologized. They said as soon as he left, everybody burst out laughing. I think that it's just a matter of time. Ron, this isn't college, cuz. Those kids are on scholarship. You have them by the balls. We're talking about millionaires, grown-ass men. They're not going to play this shit, bro. He's a clown. He's a clown.
He's one of those guys, man. And you know what happens in college more than anything? Because in college, the coaches are so glorified, right? The coaches are the celebrities in college because the players, they can't make money. They can't be celebrities in college. So it's the coaches that are propped up, like Nick Saban, Urban Meyer, Coach K in basketball. Like, these are the guys that are getting the endorsement deals and stuff. So Urban Meyer, he thinks that he's the star of the show, and he's trying to pull all these moves. And it's like, no, dude, you're a leader of men. Like, you're supposed to be a head football coach over here, looking at film, not looking at girls trying to get on the dance floor. And those pictures of him, man, he looked he looked out, like he looked zonked, like he looked like he was having a good time on a Saturday or Sunday night.
He was a couple margaritas deep, rolling.
And then he even said that he thought it was a time for him to reflect and like let off some steam or something. And it's like, dude, it's just week 4 and you're already feeling this way.
That's his out, rolling. Like Coach K's
he's gonna have a heart attack by week 8.
Hey, Coach K, whenever he's having a hard time, Coach K goes to the back. Oh, it's my back. I got to stay away from the team for a couple of weeks. But this guy's a clown. And shout out Phil in Round Rock. He says, hey, I got to say, how about them Cowboys?
Yes, sir.
What's up, Phil? Thanks for tuning in, Phil. And the Cowboys look legit. And that's coming from a big Cowboys hater, brother.
Yeah, and see, the thing about Urban Meyer, too, is I try to give him a lot of slack. You know, when he was in college, you know, the whole controversy thing, I said, hey, it wasn't his fault. Then I said he came to the NFL. Finally, you know, he gets a chance, and he's just fucking proving that he's a clown, man, like Ben said. Like, I think somebody even said, like, bro, it's 2021. Everybody has cell phones. How are you going to go somewhere and think that, especially in a public place, that somebody's not going to take a picture or a video? Like, everybody has it now. And, like, if you're his friends or if you're the guys that he's with, like, don't you try to take care of your homie, to care of your homeboy, and be like, hey, man, chill. Like, you're fucking Urban Meyer. Like,
Ron, he's trying to get fired, cuz. He's trying to get fired. He's trying to get fired. Listen, the USC job is open. I need a little bit of time. All right? Yeah. He steps out week 6, week 7, end of the season, interviews for USC, and he's a USC head coach next season. He's trying to get fired. Only
I knew what time it was. I knew what time it was the moment that he asked Tim Tebow to be a part of the team, and he was being serious about it. I mean, it was over from that moment for me with Urban Meyer. It's just, this is all the stuff that's happening. It's ridiculous. But anyways,
well, that week 4 was crazy, man.
Yeah, week 4 was crazy.
Fuck out of it.
Yeah. 7.5 win total for the Jaguars preseason, boys. Probably the easiest win total under bet of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And in the next coming shows, maybe week 5 or 6, we'll kind of get into it too, how our future bets are doing.
Futures are looking for damn sure. For damn sure.
Well, we won't get into the futures this show, but what we will get into is our super contest results. You know, we've been doing a weekly contest.
A lot of money bags
week to week.
Yeah, money bag, yo.
You know, we're picking three games against the spread each week, and we're keeping track of it amongst each other to see who comes out on top. And as you guys can tell, everybody had a good week but me. So I'll let the two guys who had winning records take it away before we give Justin his kudos for another sweep.
Roland, don't worry about it, brother. Until you have people in the comments saying fade Ben's picks, you're all right, bro. All right. Hey, but I went 0-3 last week. You know, 2-1 this week. And honestly, the Lions, I don't know if you all tuned into that game, but they should have covered at least.
Horrible, they should have at least covered. They blew my teaser.
Horrible. 5 possessions in the red zone, and they only scored 1 touchdown. I mean, just horrible football in the red zone by them. That should have been a cover, but the Seahawks, +3, they end up winning outright. Jimmy Garoppolo gets hurt. The rookie has to come in, and the Seahawks took over as soon as the rookie came in, to be honest. That Browns and Vikings game was pretty sloppy. Defensive battle. Browns came on top. Now it's Baker Mayfield has a torn labrum on his non-throwing arm. So the Browns have been getting it done with defense lately, but happy to go 2-1 this past week, man, after 0-3.
Turn it around.
Man, for sure. I mean, this is guys who are watching, this is a We Talking About Sports Super Contest. We do this every week, man. So we either give out the plays Thursday, but usually we do them Sunday. And this is 3 picks from each of the guys. So if you guys follow us and you guys bet, hey, I think somebody in the show said the other day, like, hey, I've been following you guys and I've been making money, so thank you. I mean, if you look at the board, like Ben said, there's a lot of money bags, man. Total, we went 4? We went 8-4. So we went 8-4 as a team, and that was just money in our pockets because we take these bets. So 2-1. Justin went 3-0. I mean, we made some cash, man. So we've been on the come up, man. But yes, as far as my picks,
that's a nice way of framing it. 8-4 as a group, I'll take it.
Yeah.
Hey, Roland, we're a team, baby. We're a team. Yeah.
Fuck yeah, boys. So KC -5.5. You guys know what they did. I said everybody was overreacting. They're gonna do well, and they covered. The Cowboys, Need I say more? I don't need to say anymore because they're a fucking train, baby.
Cover machine.
Shoot, cover machine all the way to the fucking Super Bowl. -4. And then, as we know it, the bum-ass Saints, another team like Tennessee, who I said had a great week and then trashed the place. Had a great week and then trashed the place. They trashed the place, not covering a -7 spread, losing to a bum-ass squad. I said they're going to come back to New Orleans and they're going to put on a show for the fans of New Orleans. And they didn't do it.
Let them down because another hurricane ran through that hole.
Back. So I went 2-1. And we'll be going into our plays for next week a little bit later.
Can we say that maybe the Saints were the biggest overreaction of Week 1? I mean, they blanked the Packers.
I mean, they blanked the Packers, and then they went and got smashed by the Panthers.
Right.
And then they come
Remember
back.
Week 1, we were saying Jameis is back.
Yeah.
Jameis ain't back. Jameis ain't back,
Week 3.
man. Jameis, it was a bum-ass team. It was another bummy team. But the Saints, I know that I was saying maybe that yes to make the playoffs. Remember, Roland? It's not looking like it. It's not looking like it.
I told you, boys, I do not believe in Jameis Winston. He is not your answer. The Taysom Hill talks are going to start coming up again if they lose another 2 or 3.
That and, man, Kamara, he's been completely useless in the pass game. Or underutilized. I don't want to say useless.
0 targets last week,
Yeah,
Roland.
0 targets for the first time in his career. Completely underutilized. It's a shame.
Justin with the 3-0 week, and he was already leading the pack. So Justin's definitely in first place throughout this week. He hasn't had worse than a 2-1 week since we started. And he's just been taking a lot of minuses in front of those numbers, but he's been picking the right ones.
Yeah.
Picking the right ones.
But look, Justin's just copying. He took the Chiefs like me. He took the Cowboys like me, and then he took the Browns like you, bro.
Justin, damn. Hey, if there's
that's all he's doing, bro.
If there's a time to hate on him, it's when he's not here, Ron. So you picked a good time. Nah, Justin's picking them right. Listen, underdogs have been covering more ATS than favorites, and we're picking against the spread. But Justin's just picking the right favorites.
Don't beat you, Justin.
He's picking the right favorites.
Yeah,
also,
he took
boys,
the Bills last week on their big cover.
-16. He took the Bills, bro. Yeah. Justin's sharp as fuck.
So talking about the group again, so y'all can get off Justin's sack, is the survivor pool, guys. There will be no survivor pool slides anymore because, like my pick, we did not survive the pool, so no more slides. Yeah, we had New Orleans.
The Saints go down in overtime. They were up double digits going into the fourth quarter. Danny Dimes got rolling in the fourth, took it to overtime, and even in overtime, the Saints had a shot. Or did the Giants just go up and score in the first possession?
Yeah, they scored with Barkley.
I mean, Danny Dimes took down the Saints. You know, we just got to take that on the chin, guys. Fuck.
And that's because everybody in the chat said Bills, 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 Bills,
but we tried to.
And Ben was the only one.
The Bills fan.
Let's not take the Bills.
No, I wasn't the only one. Some people thought it was a good idea as well.
Yeah, Dak's legs look great.
Initially, I thought Bills, but after reconsidering and thinking about it, I was like, well, there's other weeks that you can take these guys. And that's what Survivor Pool's all about. But like I said, we just got a little
fuck it, we're out.
Shows the Saints, whatever. But just to give you guys real quick, I went 1-2. The Chargers, the one game that I did get right, I mean, that's a game that as soon as it came out, I took that. It was probably on Monday or Tuesday that I took that game. Yeah, I took it -3, and it was pretty handy. I got a little scared in the second half, though, because the Chargers went up 21-0, and then the Raiders scored 2 quick touchdowns to open up the second half. So it got a little scary, but the Chargers, man, they're looking like real contenders in the AFC. I don't know if they're good enough to overtake the Chiefs or the Bills out there, but they're definitely going to be in the conversation here come January. So like what I see out of them. The Rams, as we talked about previously, they got smashed by the Cardinals, so that was way off. And remind me never again on the Dolphins. That's just
no more Jacoby Brissett.
Yeah, no more Jacoby Brissett for me. That's just one of those things, like I said with the Saints. Like I just got a little too smart. I'm like, hey, the Colts, they're not looking good. Maybe this will be a game for the Dolphins to capitalize because they did look decent against the Raiders. But, oh, well. Living you learn. At least I didn't go 3.
How tight? Hey, there you go. Hey, Roman, how tight are the Dolphins that they passed up on Justin Herbert for Tua?
Bro, all time. That's an all-time whiff. If you look back in retrospect, you go
That's Mitch
Herbert,
Trubisky. That's
yeah.
Mitch Trubisky, like, right?
Mitch Trubisky and Deshaun Watson and
Patrick
what's
Mahomes.
his name? Patrick Mahomes. Yep. Yeah, that's
Man.
bad. If Herbert continues playing the way that he is, that's a really bad look. And it's a shame for Tua because I liked him out of college, man. But injuries, and then maybe he just doesn't have it at the NFL level.
Being a little bitch.
Yeah, no, it's because in the NFL receivers get less separation because those Alabama receivers they got two steps every time on the DB.
His whole highlight reel was throwing pretty
wide open
balls.
dudes.
Yeah.
That's
his whole highlight reel.
And
Preach,
slants.
Ben. Let him know, Ben.
And
Let him know.
The Dolphins got to go all in for Watson. The Dolphins got to go all in for Watson, and that's the only option.
Shit.
For them, bro.
You want fucking Deshaun Watson, who's getting fucking caught at those places in H-Town, to
Miami?
go to a city like Miami?
In Miami, anything goes.
He needs that coach or my agent. Jerry, he called it Jerry Maguire right now. Jerry, I need to go down to Miami, Jerry. Come on, Jerry.
But for real, that's literally the Dolphins' only option, man. They got to go all in for Watson.
CDT. Yep. Well, that was it, man. That was a super contest. Like we said, we all did pretty well. As a team, we went 8-4. So we do this every week. If you guys want to tell us on our plays, man, I mean, you would have made some cash.
Or throw in the picks with us. Anybody
you like on the week
a couple of weeks ago, and let us know who you like, and we'll keep track of it for you guys, and we'll recap it here on the podcast the next week. So.
For sure.
And if you guys go 0-3. Like Ben said, you guys have been in the comments. If any of you guys go 0-3, Ben's going to let you guys have it. So
I probably won't go back in there. Remember?
Yeah.
Hey, keep fading me, baby. Keep fading me.
What's next?
Right,
what we got?
It's the real reason why we're here, and it's Thursday night. We haven't even talked about it. It's the Rams
Ben's favorite
versus the Seahawks. NFC West showdown. You got the Seahawks coming off a victory. The Rams, as we just talked about, they got smashed against the Cardinals by 17. This game is taking place in Seattle. Russell Wilson has been Mr. Thursday night. But before we get into the actual, I guess, game, if you will, and giving our picks and stuff, we are going to do some fantasy talk first. So there are some fantasy implications, some injuries going on right now that we do have to get to. It's Chris Carson. I don't think it's to many people's surprise that he's ended up on some injury reports just because of his playing style. Is a very physical running back. He has gotten injured a time or two before, and he comes into this game with a neck injury. It was a game time decision. It looks like he's not gonna go. Looking like he's not gonna go. He is out. He is out. So without further ado, here's our next slide. It's talking about Chris Carson. What do you want to do with him? If you're if you're a Collins owner, are you guys loading him up? Are you guys loading up Alex Collins if you have him right now?
If you were, and I don't even want to say lucky enough because people aren't rushing out there to pick up Alex Collins. At least I don't think that they are, and maybe not so much against the Rams. But if you are the Chris Carson owner, you're rushing out there to get Alex Collins. That's for damn sure. Shout out my cousin Gene. He was in the comments, but he was asking me earlier today, is Chris Carson, he's 50-50. He's not going to play, bro. Everybody was rushing to Alex Collins for a reason. I think that you do have to load up Alex Collins, Roland, especially if you're a Chris Carson owner, at least in the flex, RB2, even if you have to, if you're that slim at running back. But running back, it's pretty slim pickings at running back. And if you know a guy like Alex Collins is going to be getting the load of the carries, you got to load him up. You know what I mean? So there's a very high number on the total tonight. They're expecting points. Russell Wilson does good on prime time. Alex Collins is somewhat of a receiving back threat. So I say load him up.
And he did work with his touches last week. He got a touchdown. I think he got 10 carries for 40-some yards and a touchdown.
He had 10 carries for 44 yards and a touchdown and 34 receiving yards also for a total of 15.8 fantasy points.
Not bad. And Chris Carson got hurt mid-game. You know what I mean? He came in mid-game. He didn't come in, he wasn't the starter right from the beginning. I don't think Carson got hurt in the first quarter, but I think you got to load up Alex Collins.
And the Rams, they're known for having a good defense, but they're not that strong against the run. That is one thing that I've been hearing a lot about. They rank in the 20s against the run. So there's definitely going to be some running lanes for Alex Collins tonight. So if you have
and then I mean too, like just for, I mean, say you got him late in the draft, you know, say you got him super late and he was on your team already and you didn't have to go get him, then, you know.
He wasn't on anybody's team because
you never know. You never know.
But like you mentioned, Connor got in the end zone twice last week against the Rams. Roland's mentioning that their run defense isn't the greatest. We know that they get to the passer. We know Ramsey locks down one side of the field. I think Alex Collins is going to be able to work underneath and in the run game.
So then
be able to have a productive night.
So then if he's sitting on your bench, you have your 2 decent RBs, do you flex him right away, or would you rather use him as an RB1?
Let's give some options. Let me throw names at you.
Chris Godwin or
that's Chris Godwin.
Alex Collins.
No,
Zach Moss or Alex Collins.
Miles Sanders or Zach or Collins.
Alex Collins.
Collins. I'd go Collins here. Pretty easy.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Sanders hasn't done shit.
Sanders hasn't done a damn thing. Zach Moss or Collins? Another one that you just said, Roland.
Yeah, Collins or Zach Moss.
I think I would go Zach Moss just because the total's even higher on that game, and the Bills defense has been able to get gashed, you know, just like this Rams defense. So personally, I would go Moss.
So say that you put him in a flex. So would you do him or Robert Woods?
Oh, that's a good one. But Robert Woods is supposed to have a big night tonight. If I'm in a full PPR league, I'm playing Robert Woods.
Say you're not going to use Collins as a running back. Say you want to use him as a flex, and he has to go against the receivers. Would you compare?
Here's one thing that I will say: you don't want to put Collins at a flex on a Thursday game. If you're going to start him, and you're going to start him at the flex, it could be a running back or a wide receiver.
Correct.
Put him at one of the starting positions. Because if you put him at the flex and then one of those other starting positions gets scratched pregame, you're kind of screwed. So with the flex, you can at least toy with it. You can plug a receiver and you can plug a running back. So if you're going to start Alex Collins, plug him in at running back 2, running back 1, and put somebody else at flex. Because the flex, you can maneuver if somebody gets scratched. You never want to start a Thursday guy in the flex because it doesn't give you room to maneuver if shit goes down.
That's an amazing point. Honestly, like that's some fucking key fantasy guru shit right there. But let's just say, for example, too, you already have a solid RB1 and say you have Eckler and Zeke already, just for whatever random reason.
You're not starting him over those guys. No.
Right. So then that's why. So then when he goes to a flex, he's automatically there over guys like Robert Woods and over, receivers like that is what I'm saying. Or like a big tight end like Andrews.
It's because like let me throw some names. Like Mike Davis. I would start him over Mike Davis. I think Mike Davis is a guy that's in a lot of people's flex. Like Chase Claypool, Juju. If you have any of those guys and you can take Alex Collins instead of them, I think that you plug him in. But if we're talking about the big names like that, I'm chilling. I'll leave him on the bench. But if you have I said, if you're up in the air. Marvin Jones, guys like that, that's who you plug him in for. You don't plug him in for those auto starts.
All right, good point. I like that.
Right. All right, well, you guys heard it. If you have Alex Collins, go ahead and load him up. Unless you have a solidified lineup already, but especially if you're a Carson owner, throw him in there for sure. All right, we got a little comment here.
Roland.
Joseph Bowie. What about Kittle? I have Tyler Higbee who plays tonight, but I can't decide since Kittle didn't practice today. Seems to be a common theme with George Kittle. He has been hurt, and the production hasn't been there this year. And you got a new quarterback in Trey Lance. Man, I typically don't say this, but I might lean Tyler Higbee today.
Yeah, this one's tough for me as well as a Higbee owner. But, I mean, if I have George Kittle, he played last week, and he was going into last week with a designation as well. Where last week it was more up in the air if he was going to play or not. I think that he plays this week, and I think that you have to go Kittle just based off of where you drafted him. And if he plays, and I do think that he's going to play, you got to go George Kittle. Ron, what do you think?
No, man, I would go Higbee tonight. He's supposed to have a really big game, just like Boy said. He's supposed to break out, and there's actually a prop bet for him. I'm trying to look at it. but they expect him to go over his total catches tonight. He's been a target for Stafford, and it's mostly a play against the Seattle defense. I mean, if you want to put a tight end against any defense, it's going to be Seattle, who can't cover the pass at all. They're 32nd in the league, and you have a high-paced offense like Sean McVay and a great offensive coordinator and head coach. So I would go with Higbee here. I think he's going to get at least 4 to 5 catches tonight, and then it's up to him to see what he does with them.
All right. Somebody else says, what Russell Wilson, is he a good start tonight? I think that's kind of like you have to play him, right? Just based on his prime time.
Yeah,
I'd start.
You got to go.
I'm starting.
And the high total, Mark, you got to go Russell Wilson. And then one last, I'm going to save this one because we're going to get into this in a little bit.
Okay, we'll save that one. All right, well, let's go to the next slide here. All right. It's a new little segment here. A new little segment from the mind of Ben Diaz here. So we're doing a little buy or sell. Ben wanted to do some buy or sell for fantasy this week. So this is a little Thursday edition, and we want to remind you, since we're talking about pits here, the London game between the Jets and the Falcons, and that's an early start. What time do they start at? Is it
8:30? 8:30 Sunday.
They start way too fucking early for me. Is when they fucking start.
Shit, I'm gonna be up. I'm gonna have some coffee, have some breakfast, watching my game, be ready to go, man. Hopefully, watching some soccer too. So
wait,
it'll be a good Sunday for me.
Little pregame for the pod on Sunday live.
Is this the weekend where we have off Monday? Is Monday holiday?
Columbus Day.
Oh damn, man! We might have to go off for this early morning.
I don't have Monday off. I will be in the Valley, but after the noon games, I'll be traveling back to New Braunfels.
Pues por eso, we'll just have a little London tea in the morning to watch the game.
That's funny, but some buy or sell. Buy or sell, guys.
Right. Buy or sell. Go ahead.
Let's start it off with DK since he plays tonight, and Gene just asked start or sit DK. Usually, I mean, DK is a guy that you drafted in the top 4 rounds of your draft. You're not sitting DK. He's probably your wide receiver 1 in most cases. So buy or sell instead of start or sit, top 20. There's top 20 scoring. That's what this means here, guys. So will DK Metcalf finish in the top 20 scoring of fantasy receivers this week? Are you buying that he will finish top 20, or are you selling it? He will not finish top 20. We know that they play the Rams tonight. We know how much of a lockdown corner Jalen Ramsey is. Does he shadow DK and DK have an off night? What do y'all think? Buy or sell?
Well, it's interesting that you mentioned Jalen Ramsey shadowing DK Metcalf, because historically Jalen Ramsey has shadowed the best player on the other team, or the best receiver, and he has I think shadowed DK Metcalf in their previous matchups and proven to be pretty successful. As Gene just said, 1-4 when he goes up against Ramsey in the last 2 games. That's pretty good. But Ramsey's been playing a little bit of a different role this year. He's been playing more of the slot cornerback. He's been utilized a little bit differently in his defense because they want him around the line of scrimmage making plays. So they've moved him more over to the slot. I will say they haven't really faced actually last week would have been the game for him to go out and shadow somebody, but he has been operating out in the slot.
Well, Hopkins didn't have a good game.
And Hopkins didn't have a good game. That's true. So, man, I don't know. I'm probably going to sell just based on history, but I wouldn't be surprised if DK has his, because Lockett's still a little hampered, and I think maybe just out of sheer volume, DK might end up having a good game. But I'm still going to go sell because I'm just going to let the previous stats tell the story for me.
Ron, what are you thinking? Top 20?
Sell.
Oh, fire sale, baby.
Fire sale. Let it all go.
Buy one, get one free on the money.
No, man. So a couple of reasons why I think you should sell on DK. I don't think he's going to have a good game is because, believe it or not, the total is very high tonight. And Chris Carson is out, but I still think that Pete Carroll tries to run the ball and keep the ball out of that powerful Rams offense. I mean, a lot of people do it, try to do it to Brady. They try to do it, to Aaron Rodgers, to where they keep that offense off the field. They can't score if they're not on there. So I think Seattle still tries to run the ball. We just talked about their backup running back possibly having a big game. We said bye on him. So Seattle, I think, might still rush the ball a lot here. And Russ is going to cook tonight. The two props that I'm going to talk about later kind of fall into this, but I think he puts the game on his shoulders being in Seattle. Like you said, he likes to show out on Thursdays. I think we're going to see a lot of scrambling, a lot of rushing yards from Russell. And I think guys like Swain, the wide receiver three on that team, which leads me to my other prop later. I think he's going to get his touches tonight too, because the Rams defense is going to be focused on DK. Lockett's a little banged up, so I think that Russell and the backups tonight take care of it for Seattle, and I don't think that the big players show out. Receivers.
Ron went deep in his bag.
Right.
Swain.
Into the weeds. I like
that
it.
bag, boy.
I'm gonna sell, and I'm gonna tell you all this. Alex Collins, who we just talked about, will have more fantasy points tonight than DK Metcalf.
There you go.
That's where I'm at tonight for DK.
That's where you at. That's where you is.
Yep. Now let's go to Pitts.
Let's go to Kyle Pitts.
Sunday morning. This guy, high draft pick. A lot of people. Some people wasted third-round
Johnny
picks.
Manziel.
Marky Garza on Pitts. So, guys, buy or sell. Ridley's been ruled out. Justin Gage has been ruled out. They're going to London. Pitts. Over, under 11 fantasy points this week. He's done that once in 4 weeks so far.
I put this guy on here because Roland brought him up today. So then, Roland, you can have this one, man.
Man, I'm gonna buy just because there's no Calvin Ridley, there's no Russell Gage on Sunday. It's just gonna be Kyle Pitts and Cordell Patterson out there, and somebody's gonna have to catch the ball. And if you're in a PPR league, they're going up against the Jets. And the other reason why I'm saying it is because if he doesn't pop off this week, he's just never going to do it.
There you go.
So
that's the only reason I'm buying.
Yeah,
that's why I'm buying. I'll go quick. I'm buying because it's now or never. That's it. It's now or never.
I'm buying as well because just like I think it was Bowie in here, maybe it was Gene who said there he goes. Buy one touchdown tonight.
No, that was.
No, never mind. Sorry, I don't know. Somebody said that Pitts is finally going to get his touchdown tonight, and I think this week. And I think that happens, man. He's had a 73-yard game, a 50-yard game, a 35-yard game, with solid targets, 4 or 5 targets. I think he gets his touchdown, which already gives him 6, so he's halfway there. And his projected points are 11.73, so I think he goes over with big help from his first touchdown of the year.
Yeah, Joseph says Pitts, bust, or will he break out Sunday? Hey, that's why we play.
There we go. You see?
Joseph.
Yep.
I have
That's
a feeling
why we
he will
play
get a
by
touchdown
yourself.
finally this week. So sounds like Joseph is buying as well.
Let's go Pitts.
I like that.
Let's go Pitts.
All right, so we're high on Pitts, low on DK.
He might be a little buy low candidate on the trade market if you can get him. So
yeah, or maybe guys just value him very high and you just can't get him still.
All righty, so moving on.
Where we at? Here we go.
All right.
Where's that ticker? Put that ticker on there because we got that ticker for you today.
It's our Thursday night capping. The
sir.
main reason why we're here. We're here to
yes,
talk
sir.
about
Save the best for last. Save the best for last.
Rams versus Saints. The numbers are up here, -2.5. The Rams are 2.5-point favorites. I think
that's a stale number, though, Roland.
And Saints moved to -2.
Yeah.
The money line, I think they're -135. The last time that I saw it, if you guys just want to take the money line, over under 53.5. Got to check if that number's still current, but that is what we have. So -2 over 53.5. Like we just got done talking about a little bit earlier. Russell Wilson is Mr. Thursday night. Last I heard, he's 8-1 on Thursday nights against the spread. Tough to beat, especially at home with the 12th man. Finally got the fans back in the stands. They're going to be going crazy for this one because the last time the Rams were here, they put it on the Seahawks, man, and they made it look convincing. Right? The Rams beat the Seahawks in the playoffs.
Last year in the wild card game.
Yeah.
The
Rams
beat them,
have been beating the shit out of the Seahawks.
They
and
beat
that's
them
good.
30 to 20.
the Seahawks beat them in the regular season, so everybody thought it was going to happen again, and the Rams came out.
Yeah,
Jared Goff came off the bench to take care of him, baby.
Damn.
Man, good old Jared Goff finds himself in Detroit now. But anyways, we got Matt Stafford coming into town, though. Do you guys like
Texas
the
boy?
Rams here? Who do y'all like? I see Ron. You're on a little different.
Fuck
place.
it. I couldn't decide, man. Honestly, it's just this game. I just don't know. Like I'm gonna be fucking honest. Like I just don't know. At first, I said overs because Seattle defense is so bad and the Rams defense is so good. I like Ben's team, Rams team total overplay. But then I started doing research more, and I think they might run the ball. And I think it might be a lower scoring game than people thought of. So what I did is when you don't know, or when I don't know, at least I fucking tease it, man. So Seattle, the home team, plus 10 and under 61. I don't see a crazy 34-31 game here or anything like that. I say it's still 27-24, 28-27, something like that. But I don't think both teams get into the 30s. So that's why I took that teaser right there, man. Seattle plus 10 and under 61.
Okay.
Roland, what do you think?
Man, this game was also tough for me, but just based off of what I've seen from both teams so far this year, I'm still a lot higher on the Rams overall. I'm not buying the blowout last week with the Cardinals. As I said, I think there's some turnovers in that game that really just put the Rams behind the 8 ball, but you still have to play football, so you can't take anything away from the Cardinals. But nonetheless, I still think the Rams have looked much better this year. The Seahawks are down to their third string cornerback out there. They're pretty thin in the secondary. Their defense really hasn't been that strong, to say the least. They rank towards the bottom of the league in all of the defensive analytics. So I'm gonna go with the Rams here. They are 2-point favorites on the road. So I mean, if you think about it, if this game were being played in LA, they might be 4 or 5 point favorites just because they're playing at home. So. I do like the Rams here. It is a tough look for them because they did just play on Sunday, but so did Seattle. So I'm gonna go with the Rams -2. Let's get it.
Yeah, I think we're gonna see one-way traffic. I know the line opened up lower. It got up to 2.5. Never got to 3. Went back down. It's a division game, and they usually play each other tough. But, I mean, if they're beating them with Jared Goff, what are they going to do with Matthew Stafford? Henderson is healthy, and I expect Henderson to have a pretty good game tonight. He's been serviceable so far this season for the Rams, except for that one game that he didn't play. I expect the Rams to get back on track tonight. I like them to score points. I do think that the Seahawks are going to try and slow it down a bit and run Alex Collins. The thing is, I don't see them stopping the Rams, man. Honestly, I think the Rams are going to be able to march up and down the field. They did it last week. They just weren't good in the red zone. I think this week they get it right. And I really don't – I know it's called the 12th man, the Seahawks crowd, but I don't think that they have that big advantage anymore. I mean, like Ron mentioned, they had that wild card game in Seattle last year. They had Wolford going in there as a starter, ended up breaking his finger. Jared Goff comes in, and they handled him. We know that their O-line has big problems. The Rams have the best defensive linemen. And I really hope, Roland alluded to it a little bit, Jalen Ramsey hasn't been shadowing so much. I think if you take DK Metcalf out of the game and you just have to worry about Tyler Lockett, your chances of winning go up drastically. So I expect Jalen Ramsey to shadow DK Metcalf today. Give me the Rams -2, a field goal. Fuck it, a field goal and we're good.
Yeah.
And give me team total over 27. I mean, 27.5, 4 touchdowns, and we cash.
To your point, Ben, on that Rams team total, I tried to get it before the show started, and it's at 28 on my book. So it's small. Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, but I didn't take it because of that. So if you were on it early, that's a good sign for you that, the line is going up. Some stats here for you guys. Seattle is 9-1 as the home dogs against the spread and 9-0 since 2013 on Thursday Night Football. LA 1-3 against the spread as the road favorites, man. However, Ben, to your play on the Rams team total, we all know that the Seattle defense and the secondary has been. I mean, they're last, bro. They're last in the league. They rank 29th in early down passing and 26th in early down runs. So teams first down, second down, you know,
They're
they're
getting
getting those first downs. Yeah, they're
second
getting
and
those first
five,
downs.
second
Yeah,
and five, second
exactly.
and 3. Yeah.
Yep. So they what else did they do? 16 yards. Okay, on passes 16 yards or further down the field, they rank dead. I'm sorry, not dead last, or 31st. They only play a single high. Dead last. They only have a single high safety look. That's how they like to play. And I don't know, bro. That team total is looking pretty good. So I hope you cash it, man. With those,
they gotta have Jamal Adams in the box.
They gotta
have Jamal Adams in the box because he's their best, pass rusher, and he's one of their better run stoppers. So it's going to be a lot of big plays.
Another good thing too here that I like about the Rams is Sean McVay on the road off of a loss. He's had 10 such games. He's 8-2.
8-2.
Yeah. So Sean McVay.
They have the coaching advantage.
Yeah,
they have the defensive advantage. They've got the running back advantage. The receivers are pretty even, and the quarterbacks are pretty even.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, they're coming off of a loss and an embarrassing loss, man. Usually when you lose like that, you want to go get that taste out of your mouth. You know what? They're the road team on Thursday night, usually not the best recipe. But this is not the same Seahawks team.
Mm-hmm.
Russell Wilson was asking out this summer for a reason. I mean, the writing's on the wall. We've seen it, guys. They're not very good on third down. They need the big play to lock it. And I think that the Rams are going to get back on track tonight. I really don't think it's going to be much of a sweat, bro.
I mean, the Seahawks, they got exploited by the Vikings a couple of weeks ago.
Oh yeah.
And by the Titans. So I don't know. I'm not too high on the Seahawks defense here.
And all this analysis, man, usually just leads us to our props. And that's the fun part right there, because it's 7:05 and the game starts at 7:20. So we gotta
get to
it. Yeah. So prop it like it's hot right here, Ben. I started off with yours. If you want to take care of that one, then we'll go down the line.
Under. Listen, I'm out on DK. This week. I think he's like a flex option at best this week. I might be horribly wrong, but DK under 10 points tonight, man. That's where I'm going. If he has under 10 points, there's no way he reaches 75.5 receiving yards. Maybe some deep balls. Hopefully we get some pass interference, but I really don't see him making plays on Jalen Ramsey. I don't see him getting those 75.5 yards. I'm going under on DK.
He's going to have one catch for 80 yards.
Hey, don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
Yeah. No, good vibes here. Positive vibes only.
Yeah.
Going to my prop, I like Robert Woods a lot this week. He, out of all the offensive weapons for the Rams, he seems to be the guy that's been the forgotten one, or he's been left out. But Sean this week has talked about getting Robert Woods involved. He's really trying to make a point to get him involved this week, and this is a perfect matchup. I mean, he's going up against a struggling secondary in Seattle, who just got torched for close to 200 yards passing on the outside last week. So I like Robert Woods' matchup. He's going up against a third stringer. I think his name is Sidney Jones or something like that. Sidney Jones. He came in for Trey Flowers last week. I like the matchup for Robert Woods. I have that number over at 61.5. That's over. I would bet that up to maybe like 63, depending on where you can get it. I think he's gonna have a big night tonight. And if you have him to score a touchdown, I would take that prop too. I like Robert Woods today.
He's due.
On mine, man, I'm just going to close it out here with Swain over 2.5 receptions at plus 148. Like I talked about earlier, we all think that DK is going to get shut out tonight. So that takes away wide receiver 1. Your wide receiver 2 is a little banged up, and he's really just your deep threat. So when Russell's scrambling around tonight and he's not looking for his tight ends, his wide receiver 3 there in the slot should be there. I think Swain gets over 2.5 catches, and at plus 148, I mean, I don't think it's a bad play regardless. The money's right. You're almost getting, 2-1 on your money. So I thought it was a good prop to play tonight. And then I also have Wilson over 21.5 rushing yards. I saw it at 23 on some books. So the fact that it's at 21.5, I love. This is a guy who can get 10, 11, 12 yards just on one rush alone. I think he let Russ cooks tonight because he's at home. He puts the game on his back. And at minus 115, that's really not a lot of juice either. So besides those two, I have a couple leans. I have Cooper Kupp to score the first TD. I think he scores anytime tonight. I didn't play it because it was plus 675, man. And I'm just like, fuck it. I'm not going to fucking risk it. So Cooper Kupp to score the first TD is also up there. And I like my double results. So if you do double result, a tie at half, and then whatever team to win, it's always plus 1,600, plus 2,000. And in the game with only a 2-point spread, you could think that there's a high probability that these teams go into halftime tied. So sprinkle a little $5-10 on that, and you're walking out with 2 bills easy, no matter what team wins, as long as you take tie at half.
Yeah.
All right.
That's pretty good, Ron.
Well, thank you for sharing all that.
We'll see what happens, Ron.
Do any of you guys have anything to add before we sign off? We're getting close to kickoff here.
No, man, that's all I got.
Oh, the socials. Just throw the socials up there.
Oh, yeah. And
everybody can follow us.
Like Joseph, who's in here, if y'all haven't subscribed to YouTube, man, get us in on YouTube. Oh, real quick, let me just go over my plays because one's for tonight and one is for Sunday. I got the Rams -2 for our super contest. I got the Jets +3 in London. No Ridley, no Gage, like we talked about. I think the Jets win straight up. And then Bills +3 against the Chiefs. This number is opened up at 4. It's gone down to 3. It's probably going to go down to maybe 2.5. But I think the Bills win outright against the Chiefs this Sunday as well.
On mine, I got Browns +2, Bills +3, Philly +4. I say pending because I kind of capped. We just had to throw something up here, so so we could, not leave Ben.
You didn't have to put anything unless it was for today, because like Roland just put his today pick.
Yeah, I mean, these are still, picks that I'm probably gonna end up taking, maybe, but they're just not locked in yet. So at least they're up here, and
as long as Sunday you don't have Rams. As long as Sunday you don't have Rams -2 on your card. All right?
Yeah, but it's good to see that you have Bills +3 as well. So that was cool.
I like it. And my play, the only one I have ready to go for today is Rams -2. So hopefully they come through. Boys in blue. Let's go.
Let's go Rams.
Yeah, just throw up the socials on there. Let them know where they can find us. And
check out the banner below. Follow us. We are on Apple and Spotify podcasts. We're on YouTube. These streams come out on Twitter also. So follow all of our socials. We're up here.
If you guys can, whoever's in the comments, or if you see the video later or whatever, drop your Twitter handle on the comments so we can go follow you guys.
Yeah.
Like and subscribe.
That's it, boys.
Thanks, guys.
We'll see everybody on Sunday.
Sunday, yes, sir. Sunday.
Well, it's up to you. You're the only one who's a maybe. So
Sunday, I'm gonna be in the Valley, bro. I asked you, can you host 2 people there where you're at, or no?
Possibly, we'll see.
All right, we'll see you Sunday.
Later, guys.
All right, Sunday. See y'all, boys.